Hi, I'm Lee. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm a short, overweight, middle-aged white dude. I've got thinning brown hair, black glasses. I'm wearing a blue t-shirt with my logo on it. Pretty cool, right? And I'm sitting here with my lovely family in a lovely Kia EV6 because in this video we're going to go on a road trip from Melbourne to Inverloch. In the EV6. Now, we only got this a couple of days ago, so I haven't really had a chance to have a good play with it. But yes, let's go through the process. So, interestingly enough, it's got a power button. So you push the power button once to power the car on, and then you push it again while holding the brake down to turn it on so you can drive it. Or if you want to go straight into that, you put your foot down, hold down the power button, and that should put it on and ready to go so you can drive it. Now, we're going to the Big Four in Inverloch, so I'm going to try and be a bit fancy. By the way, I'm not going to be explaining too much about how the car works right away because I'm going to do a separate overview video of the car. But now let's try and use I haven't tried this yet, so I'm going to try the voice stuff to navigate to where we want to go. Okay. This is always one of those typical, I'm going to try technology and it's going to go, well, okay. This feature is available when the phone support. Oh, okay. Okay, well that's, so that button is not for what I thought it was. That is when you have your phone plugged in to use CarPlay and stuff, which reminds me, before we're moving, I will plug my phone in. Now there is a wireless phone charger over here, but if you want to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the plug's down there, which again, we'll cover that in another video. I'll link up over there. So let's go ahead and type in where we're going. So we're going to Maps. Go Nav. Oh, no, that's the voice thing. Yep, search. Thank you, my love. And it does the typing noise. I'm sure you could, I hope you can turn that off. Although I will say, I've found that the...
it's not finding it. Oh,
that the...
no.
The touch interface is quite responsive, which is nice. Hang on, let's just go.
Try.
Bliss. What's the...
No.
No, that's not what we're looking for?
No, let's try. Big Four Junior Holidays.
Oh, okay. So that is where we're going. We select it. Set as destination. Recommended route, so it's going that way.
The route guidance will start now.
Oh,
in 300 meters, turn left at the roundabout. In 300...
No, thank you. So I don't like the talkie with the maps and stuff, but there we go. So that's good, and I can see in the heads-up display, the thing I do love about this car, there's lots of things to like, but I really do love the heads-up display, so that's really cool. So, to get going, you put your foot down on the brake, turn the gear knob, and away we... What? Yep, there we go. I was just a bit confused because the doors were still unlocked, but I guess they lock when you start driving. So, not much really to talk about with this one. It's saying that we are going to be there by 2:21. Now that's going to be slightly different because we do have to stop somewhere on the way to pick some stuff up, but range is just fine and dandy because this car's got... Now, okay, now here's something that I'm not a huge fan of with the Kia EV6. Now, I'm a huge fan of one-pedal driving. Now, one-pedal driving with electric cars, if you're not familiar with it, is electric cars, as you take your foot off the accelerator, they will use the speed of the wheels. It's like a dynamo, and the car will... it's complaining because I'm not going where it said I should go. It's going to complain a lot because I'm not going exactly where it thinks I should go. So, one-pedal driving is where you take your foot off the accelerator and the car will already start slowing the car down without using the brakes. So it uses the speed of those wheels and it's slowing the car down, but it uses that energy. Sorry, my love? No. It uses that energy and it puts the energy from the wheels back into the battery. So, for example, like if you're going down a hill, instead of using your brakes, you use regenerative braking and it'll slow the car down and actually put energy back in the battery, which is pretty cool. Here's the catch with the Kia EV6, and I believe this is across Kias and Hyundais. I did a bit of reading on some forums. So you've got these paddles on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the steering wheel, and on the right-hand side, as you flick the paddle, you probably can't see this, but down here in the dash, the steering wheel's probably blocking it, but I'll get some B-roll of it. You can see that I've lowered the regen braking to 0, and then on the right-hand side, it goes up by 1, by 2, by 3, and then number 4 is I-pedal. And now when I take my foot off the brake, the car doesn't roll, because now it is using just regenerative braking. So I could slow the car down and bring it to a complete stop simply by adjusting my level of pressure on the accelerator. So it is slightly different from like a normal automatic vehicle. Now, if it's not an I-pedal, so even if it's, you know, 3, 2, 1, 0, if it's 0, the car will drive, yes, I know I'm not going the right way, the car will drive pretty much like a standard automatic car. But with I-pedal, it's using regenerative braking. Thank you. Here's the thing. I really like regenerative braking. I love one-pedal driving. I love driving like that. It took me like a day to get used to it when I was driving my other electric car, and got used to it really, really quickly. With the EV6, you cannot save that setting. So even if I've got it set to I-pedal now, if I switch the car off and switch it back on, it'll go to the level 3, the strongest regenerative before I-pedal. And I've got to flick the left-hand paddle
to get it to go to I-pedal.
To get it to go to I-pedal every single time. Yeah. And now I went onto some forums, and apparently, so for example, I've just brought the car to a complete stop. I never touched the brakes. But watch, if I put my foot on the brake and then I put it into level 3 and lift my foot off the brake, or level 2, or maybe it's got to be while you're driving. Yeah, so the car's stopped. But I had this when I first got into the car the very first time. I took my foot off the brake and the car started moving, which I'm really not used to in an electric car. So yeah, it would be nice if it just saved that setting, and maybe it's a safety thing. I don't know why it's like that. The other thing with that, what I did read on a couple of forums, and again, this is on forums, so you don't know how true or not true it is apparently I-pedals, like the full one-pedal driving, is not the most efficient for putting energy back in the battery. Apparently like 2 or 3 is efficient, and apparently like if you're driving in traffic, even if you don't have it on I-pedal, the car will like you can set it to dynamically change the level of regenerative brake. Like it'll do it
kind of like an auto
kind of like an auto regen, and it'll do it so it's the most efficient. Or like I need to do more reading about that and talk to some people and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I've got a good friend of mine, Les. He's got an EV6, in fact, the exact same model as this, which is the GT rear-wheel drive. So he's been really good in terms of like, you know, I sort of ping him and go, hey, I'm a bit confused. How does this work? And he's sort of set me straight, which is good. But yeah, so we technically don't really need to charge on this journey because it's only 137 kilometers to where we're going, and the car has a range at the moment where we've got 98% battery. It's got a range of 504 kilometers. Now, something that's really cool about the EV6 and the display is it'll actually show you, so at the moment we don't have the air conditioning on. We've only got the air circulation thing on. But if I put it onto EV settings, which I think if I go there, there we go, they're on the EV settings. And then if I turn the air conditioning on, and kind of cool, so the air conditioning is this touch bar down here, and you can actually set it to either be the air conditioning or your nav or your media settings. And you can change that as well. Again, I'll get that into more detail. But if I turn the air conditioning on, so now instead of just using just recycling the air, it's now actually using the air conditioning. And I think this car doesn't have a heat pump, so it's not as efficient when it's doing the aircon. But now if you have a look at the display here in the EV settings, it's showing us that, right, if you continue with things the way they are, your range with the air conditioning off is 504 kilometers. your range with air conditioning on is 477, which is a nice little touch. I like that. And with this display also, you can just tap on this arrow here on the right hand side, and that brings up your map. You can also have that be your
Heads-up display?
no. You can have it could be your media playing or your radio, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much all we really need to cover. Really, not much with this road trip. I guess we'll get back. We'll get back to you when we get on the highway and we want to talk about more. But yeah, it's like, I guess this might be I guess we might cover stuff across this entire trip. We're going to be down there for 5 days. Theoretically, we don't really have to charge the whole time we're there. And we only really have to charge on the way back at some point because we could easily get there and back.
Depends on how much the battery loses per night or per day.
Yeah,
as well.
How much phantom drain there is. Now, yes, I know I'm going the wrong way, thank you. But yeah, so that's actually a really good point, because what we noticed is we charged the car at home overnight last night, and so it was at 100% at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when we unplugged, and then when I went and checked on it this morning at about 9 o'clock this morning, it was down to 97%. So the car, just sitting there not doing anything, lost 3% battery overnight, which was
and I know that
interesting.
most of the time with other EVs, people talk about, there's an app waking it up or it's on Sentry mode, and this doesn't have either of those situations, so it's kind of interesting.
That's true, yeah. So something that is unfortunate is that here in Australia, the Kia EV6 at the moment, this is now December 2023, does not support the Kia Connect app. It's not that it doesn't support everything, it's that it doesn't support it at all. You cannot connect the Kia Connect app to this car. Next year's model, after the reface, I've been told will have that feature, and the new EV9 does have that feature, but yeah, just doesn't do it here, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But that is it for now. We will get back to you in a little bit. I think maybe once we're on the highway, once we've done a bit of other driving, and we'll let you know how we're going. We are on the highway. Fairly sure we've been not experimented, but we've been looking a little bit at the function, stuff like that. The maps on this are actually really good.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of how blocky the UI is, but I think that might just be a cultural thing. But yeah, so you push this little button, and that gives you a readout of. Just move this water bottle out of the way. Gives you a readout of all the steps that you're going to go, and then you've got this thing over on the right which you can get rid of or bring back if you like, and you can just flick down and it'll give you time, it'll give you compass, it'll give you 3 different kinds of compasses if that's your thing. It'll show you your media playing, back to maps, and now back to charger. By the way, I am on adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. I'll show you how that works in a moment. I like how it shows you your battery, shows you your range, it shows you the nearest EV charging stops, or you can search for stations. Now, I don't think that's the closest. I think we'd have ones closer, but I think maybe that's for fast chargers. Actually, let me just change lanes. I'm just curious to see how that works. And interestingly enough, has the lane keep assist stayed on? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, no, there we go, it's back on. So to turn on adaptive cruise and lane keep assist, you have buttons on the, there we go, and the adaptive cruise did very well to slow down as that truck changed lanes in front of us. So to turn on the adaptive cruise, it's this button up here on the top left of the steering wheel, and then the lane keep assist is this one with the steering wheel and the 2 lines next to it. And to adjust your following distance, it's this button down here. Now, this is one thing I don't particularly love about this, is that, so at the moment we've got the following distance to 3 cars, and if I push it once, it goes 2 cars, 1 car, 4 cars, and then back to 3, but if I wanted to get from 3 to 4, I'd have to cycle through going 3, 2, 1, 4. I can't go up or down. To adjust the speed of your adaptive cruise, it's this dial over here, and I do find that it's very slow. Like, so I flick it up, and then I've got to wait like a couple of seconds before that actually seems to change. Something that we can't show you, but that just happened a little while ago, which Mandy, you were saying was really nice, is that, you know, we're on the highway, but the highway was diverging from one highway to another highway, and sometimes, particularly if you're not familiar with the highway, you're not sure, oh wait a minute, do these two far left lanes, do these now become another highway, and then that goes, so you're like, which lanes do I need to be in? And a thing came up here in the middle, and it came up on my heads-up display as well, showing us
which lane to be in, where everything went, which is so useful.
Yeah,
it's really useful.
Yeah, so that's really nice. One thing that I have noticed, which again I'm not sure, maybe I'm missing it, but it doesn't seem to show us what our predicted battery percentage is going to be when we arrive. Not a big deal, but it'd be nice to have that thing somewhere here to go, oh, you know, you're navigating to here, you should get there with X%. And again, maybe I'm just not seeing it, but, well, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
This reminds me of something that I really wasn't particularly impressed by. So there's 3 modes. There's 3 driving modes for the car. There's Eco, Normal, and Sport. And you change the modes, just there's a button down here at the bottom on the steering wheel. And so at the moment we're in Normal mode, and I don't know if you'll notice this, but as soon as I change it to Sport, the car kind of
jerks a little bit.
Yeah, it jerks a little bit forward. I mean, and I get that. That's to sort of go, hey, you're in sports mode. Hey, you know, you're going fast. And I do like how the UI changes a bit and everything's kind of red and sporty, and because, you know, if it's red, it goes faster. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to talk and concentrate while all these cars are around us, and
But then, conversely, when you change it back to the normal mode, it kind of jerks backwards or slows down slightly. So it's not a smooth transition, and maybe it's not meant to be a smooth transition because they want to make sure people know, but it's not a comfortable
Well, it's not comfortable, and I'd say it's borderline a safety thing, because again, if you know that it's going to do it, so actually let me get over into the middle lane, and so we're still in sports mode, and I'm now going to go from sports mode, and this is the other thing, is you're going from sports to eco because you cycle through them. I can't go from sports to normal, at least with the button on the wheel, as far as I can tell. And so now when I go from sport to eco, you know, the car, and I get it, that's probably, you know, it's adding let me just go back to normal, and they're normal. I don't know if you noticed that, but
there was a bit of a
let me just put adaptive cruise back on and lane keep assist back on, and there we go. And now you can set the adaptive cruise to go to whatever speed it is when you turn on adaptive cruise, which is what I prefer. Or you can set it to whatever the speed limit is. As soon as you turn on adaptive cruise, it'll go to the speed limit. I don't like that because I prefer to not have the car suddenly speed up as soon as I put adaptive cruise on. Now you may have noticed, and I'll rewind the video with some B-roll, that over here in the corner, it did give me a, hey, keep your hands on the wheel. And so if you do have the lane keep assist turned on, you do still need to give the wheel a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of something every now and again to let it know that you do have your hands on the wheel and you are paying attention and all that kind of stuff. And I think this person has their indicator on, but has forgotten that their indicator.
Yeah.
How do you?
Doesn't it makes a noise?
I'm pretty sure every car in the world makes a noise when you have the indicator on.
But maybe they've got music on.
If the music is so loud that they can't hear their indicator, yeah. Anyway, not the end of the world. You can see that, I don't know if you can, well, hopefully you can make it out on the camera back here, that you get these notifications when cars are right next to you in your blind spot.
And this is what I want to talk about. I like this. I like that it comes up on your display and it comes up in the mirror as well.
Yep, and it also comes up in the heads-up display.
Yep.
So, actually, I might make the heads-up display a little bit brighter. because it's sort of, yeah, I'm not seeing it as clearly as I could. So again, I need to adjust it. I also might move it. Now here's the interesting thing with the heads-up display. So I've got it pretty much as high as it can go, sort of as much sort of in my as much sort of in my vision as possible. And my logic there is, I want it there. If I want it lower down, I could just look at my dashboard. But I can see how, because it kind of gets lost a bit in the car in front, particularly if the car's white, because the writing on the heads-up is white. So if you've got white on white,
hard to see.
Hard to see. So I might, when we've stopped, obviously, move it down a little bit, just so it's clearer for me to see. And I'm getting used to this. I may have said this before already, but I really enjoy having a heads-up display. This is really nice. If you ever have the opportunity to purchase a car with a heads-up display, highly recommend it.
I have to say, I like the nav for a number of reasons. Maybe I don't necessarily like the UI. We've talked about that. We've talked about the fact that it shows you what the lanes are doing, but it also gives you ample notice when you should get into a left-hand lane or get into a right-hand lane, which we were actually in the car the other day driving and talking about how that would be really useful, because again, sometimes you just don't know, if you're unfamiliar with the roads, you don't know. Sometimes two left-hand lanes both go the same, to the left. Sometimes you're in the left-hand lane and suddenly it becomes a left-hand exit only, like you've got to exit. And I find that being told, given plenty of notice when you need to move over or move across, is really helpful.
Because particularly if there's a lot of cars around, it gives you time to get over, and you're not.
And it means that you're not panicking and going, "Oh, I'm supposed to be over there." Yeah.
I will point out that white car in front of us still has its indicator on.
I'm now kind of curious to see how long that white car will have its indicator on.
Awareness. Yeah, so I must say that I think the UI, again, I don't like the blockiness, but I like the different information that they give you. I like that you can just quickly do this, push that button, and you get, oh look, there's service centres. There's more detail. There's a simple view of where you're going.
And one day those service centres will include all the EV charging stations too, even though I do really like that though, where it says where the charging, supposedly nearest charging stations.
Yeah. I'm
curious to know where that information is coming from, and what kind of charging stations, because there are often ones that are more, maybe smaller ones and things like that. So that's something I'd be interested to find out about.
I'd imagine, again, I'm guessing here, but I'd imagine that's a fast charger, because I'd imagine on longer drives, because I happen to know, like with PlugShare, I had a look on PlugShare what chargers were around on our routes, and there's definitely 95 kilometers is not the nearest charger. So I'm guessing that it's showing us like a super fast charger. That's actually something that I'm very excited about trying out with this car, because this car, along with I think the Ioniq 5 and maybe the Ioniq 6, I'm not sure, is one of the few cars in Australia, there may be others, but I'm not that clued up on this, that has the 800 volt architecture, which means that this car can charge like up to like 250, 350 kilowatts.
Wow.
Like it can charge ridiculously fast, which is why I'm actually keen to not charge it while we're in Inverloch and just putter around, so that we can get home, like on the way home, hopefully we're down to like 30-20% battery, and then we can really see when you plug it in how it can really charge. And again, the range is
good. It's really good.
Yeah, look, like we're I won't say we're almost there sort of thing, but we're doing well. Okay, this is again with
this is powered.
Oh, that was my camera dying. Now, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm turning everything off.
See, the guy's got his indicator on because he knew this was coming.
He knew this was, and the camera just died, so we can't show you what we're talking about. So
What's happened is that the left-hand lane has been blocked, and it's everyone, because there's supposedly roadworks, and so everyone has to move into the right-hand lane. And finally, the car in front of us got use of their indicator, but now they've put their left-hand indicator on to get back into the left-hand lane, and they've left their right indicator on.
maybe you know what? Maybe it's that they are used to driving a car that automatically turns your indicator off, and I think, is there brake light on?
Yes. So I feel perhaps as if she's driving with her brakes on. She's left her handbrake on, and she's.
Well, look, we're doing 100 now, and she's doing a lot less.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an issue with her car, but then her hazards would be on.
They would. I don't know.
And
she did use her indicator properly to get back into the left-hand lane.
Yeah. So
I know this is riveting. This is riveting.
This is riveting viewing, I know, right?
When you especially can't see.
Okay, no, this'll. Oh, hang on, wait. We're down to 80. So let me see. Okay, so yeah, you hold that down. Why is it?
Oh.
Okay,
Went
let
down
me
a bit too much.
Yeah. See, I think. See, the thing that. Okay, so we're at 77. So watch. If I push up once, there we go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4
Mississippi. 4 seconds.
4 seconds.
That's a lot.
Look, it's entirely possible that I'm doing something wrong, and that's not how it works. But that seems.
That felt like a long time.
That felt like a long time for it to change.
You're taking the next exit.
Speed. Oh, thank you.
And see, it's now showing us.
Ah, okay, cool. So there we go. We yammered on long enough.
But interesting enough though, because obviously there are normally more lanes here at the moment. You can't see. We've only actually down to 2 lanes because of roadworks, but it's showing us that there would normally be more. But that's okay.
Interesting. So we're not doing highway a lot of, although this
is the same as when we went to Phillip Island.
Yeah. So this is
because it's heading towards Phillip Island.
This concludes the highway portion of our journey. Interesting that I changed the drive modes, but the iPedal still stayed on. So the iPad at least does stay on until you switch the car off.
Yeah.
But
I just wish it was something you could set to a profile.
Yeah. But I think that's
about it for now.
I think that's everything for now. Just in case you can't see, I do like how it shows you the camera of the your blind spot camera. It shows down here in the thing. It'd be cool if it showed it up there in the heads-up display, but I can see how that might be too much stuff in front of you, or the technology it'd be so it wouldn't be solid enough for you to really see it properly. So anyway, but no, there you go. We will pick up again in a little bit. We are 10 minutes out from our destination. Mandy, how's the trip been?
It's been pretty good actually.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. It does. The Kia makes a fair bit of noise, like as in warning noises, and it really doesn't like it when you do the wrong thing, as in like you try to take a detour on the map. It bongs and bings at you quite a bit, like, what are you doing? Yeah. Whereas I find other navigation systems just generally judge you harshly.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, we could have I've turned the sound down, but I could have turned that sound off.
Oh, 100%. So but I mean,
I can turn it off.
I do feel like often navigation systems just do the whole thing of recalculating, or rerouting. This one just bongs at you like, what?
Although at one point it didn't bong that much, but it should have bonged because it was like, because we were on a new road, so it was like, you're not on the road, you're not on the road, what are you doing?
I did appreciate how it was like, you're close to a road, so I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah.
And it's been really good otherwise.
We were chatting about, all the nav stuff. You know what? Again, I don't like the look of it, but the functionality I think is really good.
So good. It's so good. I really like the functionality of the nav system. I like the warnings that come, not the warnings, the alerts that come up when you're going to change lanes. And
Notifications.
I like those. I like how clear it is. I think it's really user-friendly in that respect. And maybe it's not the prettiest of UIs, but I'd get used to it really quickly.
Yeah.
Now, you'd mentioned earlier about the whole changing drive modes, but you said, we were chatting and you said you got used to it.
Yeah, so it's funny, like for us, we've got to remember because it was like an hour or so ago, but for you it would have been like 2 minutes ago. I was saying how when you change the drive modes, I didn't like it because like when you go into sport, the car jerks forward and so on. But it's funny, as we've been driving and I've gotten used to it, and it has, it really hasn't taken long, because I sort of know it's coming, I kind of either push down on the accelerator or lift a bit on the accelerator, and I find that I can adjust the accelerator just before I change the drive mode, and that adjustment in, either slowing you down a bit or speeding up just a fraction. I mean, you didn't even notice when I changed drive modes now because I've sort of compensated for it. So it's not as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. But again, it's just, I suppose it's in any new car, there's a whole lot of stuff that you've got to get used to. And I think sitting in the Kia has been a bit of I don't quite understand why they've done this, or this doesn't make sense to me, but you do get used to it fairly quickly.
Yeah, and I have worked out, interesting, so the cruise control, I can actually see in the heads-up display what speed the cruise control is set to, and holding down, it sets it in increments of 10. I'm used to my car, which does increments of 5.
Yeah.
It does still take a really long time to actually change, but again, it's just a matter of working out what it's doing, how it's doing, all that sort of jazz.
Yeah.
I do find that the lane keep assist, it just feels a bit wobbly to me. Like it almost like it gives me a bit too much control over where I can be in the lane. Like I can go a little bit that way, a little bit that way in the lane. So there we go. So it's just dropped down to 80. So I hold, drops down to 90. And now the heads-up display has dropped down to 80. And I will shoot some B-roll, hopefully, to show you what that looks like, because you can't see it on any of the cameras. I've got a very flattering thing that goes around my neck that holds the camera, which I look absolutely ridiculous, but
it might be useful.
Hopefully it'll work. Now that's okay. Now I think that was just I was getting a bit too close to one of the lines. And again, I suppose it's once you get used to the car, you get familiar with the car, you learn. I am starting to learn different beeps mean different things.
Yes.
But when I first got in, so many beeps, and it feels like you get you get a beep, but you don't necessarily get a visual confirmation. Now with the lane thing, maybe you do, but you get it so quickly that I'm kind of like, I'm not sure where to look. Again, I think that's as you get used to the car, you'll get used to, that beep means this, so I look there and now I can see the visual confirmation.
That said though, there are still beeps and things that come from our car where I find myself going, what did I do? I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I think there'll always be those kind of things of...
Yeah, it's I suppose, it's a challenge for... Oh, and you see what it shows with when you're going around roundabouts, it makes it very clear where you need to be going, what turn off to take, all that kind of stuff. So
I really like this.
Yeah.
This to me is like, I want this. I want this in our car.
Yeah, the nav system is really, really good. Again, not the prettiest, but works really well.
Yeah.
In terms of battery and efficiency and all that sort of stuff, I don't know. Actually, that's a good point. I can't really see how far we've driven. I should have set a trip report thing to like a trip. We'll do it on the way back if we remember.
Well, yeah. I mean, theoretically, we were going about 140 k's.
Distance, right? I was like, I wasn't driving that fast.
You were definitely not driving that fast. There were possibly people passing us, not quite that fast.
Yeah.
But there were people passing us who are seriously fast. And I do have to ask people who like routinely speed, do you just kind of accept speeding tickets, speeding fines? Because there's some people who just seem to go like super fast. Ooh, what's going on here? He's not listening anyway.
Yeah, he's not paying attention. But we're just driving past a fun fair, and Archie will want to live there while we're here. So actually, we probably should go before it starts raining.
We should, because it's meant to be awful rain. Because of course the Herberts are on holiday.
Therefore, it will rain.
Yes.
If you haven't seen our previous road trip videos, we have a theory that pretty much anytime we go away, the rain, like if you live in a regional town that has been suffering from drought, sponsor a holiday and odds are we will probably bring the rain.
And I'd say that we're joking, but it's quite literally every single family holiday we have ever taken, the three of us. it has rained.
Yeah. Interesting that it's taking us, you know, down a suburban street.
Well,
And there you go. It's showing us that we're going to be turning right, and very good. Yeah. And if you want the maps to be sort of bigger, you can, you know, lose that and then see it like that, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
We just like having that.
Yeah, so in terms of efficiency, it said our available range was like 500 kilometers when we left. We're down to 326. We've used exactly 30% of the battery. Yeah,
And there's our accommodation.
there is our accommodation.
With
So
lots of solar.
this might be the end of the video. No, it won't be. We will pick up and we will do a summation.
Yeah.
We might do the trip back as well, although
But it is meant to rain. So
it's meant to rain.
We
so
might not.
We might just be grumpy and we may not. But we'll see how we go. So we will. Either way, we will see you very soon. Ah! I've been so good.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been really good so far with not
Accidentally turning.
putting the lights on, putting the windscreen wipers on instead of the indicators, and I've just done it now. So, yay me! See you in a bit.
Alrighty.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that brief momentary interlude. I think I just played some footage of us on holiday, so it's been a lovely 4 or 5 days.
Yes.
5, yes, those amount of days. Archie, did you have fun? Yeah, we get a thumbs up from Archie. As usual, the Herberts are on holiday, so it rains, and this morning it was raining sideways. The car, interestingly enough, so let me just turn the car on. The car, it's weird. So when we had it plugged in overnight at home, we charged it up to 100% overnight, and then we woke up the next morning, it was on 97%, so it lost 3%.
But it wasn't plugged in that time.
It wasn't plugged in.
Yes.
Yes, you're right. No, it wasn't plugged in. So, but it lost, 3% overnight. We're like, 3% in a night. That's, and yet the car was sitting here for 5 days. We arrived with, I think 69%, 69%, and the car is only down to 67%.
Yeah.
So we only lost like 2%
In 5 days.
in 5 days.
Of not moving the
So
car.
I'm not sure what's going on there, but there's a thing.
Maybe it was a temperature thing. Maybe it was, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? But here we go. So 67%. Now I thought it might be fun to try Apple Maps.
Oh God. Oh
on the
God,
way
help us
home.
all. Help us all.
Yes.
We'll never get home.
Oh, you have little faith.
No, year of Apple Maps experience.
Okay, so let's see if we can. Now, I was filming in the car yesterday, which you'll probably never see because that was my whole thing for the overview video, which I think I might end up doing
Again.
Maybe yes, maybe no. Now, important. So for rainy days, there's your rear and your front demisters.
I do like the fact that they say rear and front because in our car they do not, and I always forget what the shape means.
I just turn them both on.
I know, so do I, but it's like
But,
sometimes.
yeah, it would be nice to have a label. It can't hurt. Now I think I set this button. Nope, that's the electric stuff. Wait. Okay, that button. No, I don't know what. No, no, that's not it.
Sorry.
This is hilarious.
And it's not that button. Okay, I don't remember which button I did what with, so I'm just going to do this manually. So, in order to go to CarPlay, my phone is plugged in, so it's not wireless. So, wireless charger, but CarPlay is not wireless, so you do need to plug it in down here. So, if I didn't have it plugged in, it would just say phone something, but there we go. So, Apple CarPlay. So, there is
Ta-da.
CarPlay, Maps, and now let's go into here. So, let's go to Chadstone. So, oh wait, hang on. No, let's go to Marambina Bowls Club.
No, you've spelt that wrong.
Of course I have. My navigator will spell that correctly for me. So let's go ahead and head to the Marambina Bowls Club because we'll need a little bit of a charge when we get there, because so if we use 30% getting down here, theoretically we should be down to about 37% once we get home. So it's showing us a couple of different options. There's interesting, fewer turns, that's the fastest way. And that's, now this is nice because this is a slightly different route than when we came down, because when we came down sort of along that route, and so this is going to go a different way. So let's say go, and we might switch it off because I think, oh, we're getting checked out by the locals.
Ooh.
I think, yeah, it doesn't show the map stuff in the heads-up display.
Oh, and you like
if
that.
using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which, I mean, that's...
Makes sense.
It makes sense. It's still a shame. Like, it would be nice if it did. So, I'm just curious. No, so if I try and put it into gear now, it's going to say put your foot on the brake. Yep, put your foot on the brake, put it into gear, and indicate, and away we go. Now, again, I have to remember that one pedal driving is not on, even though I set it to be on. I'm just going to turn that off for one moment. Something that it's not, of course now it's not doing it. It's always the way, isn't it? Oh, interestingly, so I just got a tap on my watch. So because I'm using Apple Maps,
it's all connected.
It's all connected. So I get the notifications from the map on my watch, but still not in the heads up. So I'm a little about that. But yeah, let's go back to CarPlay. So we've got the maps on.
Do you need to put your windscreen wipers on?
I will put them onto auto.
Okay.
And see how that works. No, yep. Okay, I'll have to work out how auto works because I'm clearly not autoed properly. Now, interestingly enough, again, I wish I'd turned the cameras on. We're going to have to adjust the cameras because somehow it's gotten darker.
It has.
Since we left the cabin.
It has. In the 20 minutes, 15 minutes since we started, 20 minutes since we started packing the car.
Yeah.
It has gotten darker.
Now, interesting, so it's not showing me the speed limit.
It didn't show us the speed limit previously on this, but I think because...
Maybe it's because it's like a non-existent road sort of thing.
Possibly.
Well, let's see.
It should say, although Apple Maps says 50.
Apple Maps says 50, but the car's
gone like, I haven't seen one, so it doesn't exist.
Interesting.
Which is a bit concerning because it is kind of 50 unless otherwise signposted.
Yes.
Let's see if it picks it up now, because it does say end 50, but... Nope, it did not.
Still doesn't show us anything. So now if it ends 50, I presume we're getting onto like a main-ish road.
80, yes, there's a sign.
80. Oh, God. So now, and coming up to that stop, I'd forgotten again that I didn't have the one pedal driving thing, so let me just make sure that that's on.
Interesting, there we go, now
there we go. It's in the 80, and now we're up to 80. And I can't work out how, front wipers, auto. Okay, how do I?
Sorry.
Oh no, that is auto, so.
Okay, maybe it's saying it doesn't need to go to
No,
much.
That's off.
Okay, now.
You'd think I could work out how windscreen wipers work on a car.
Okay, so now that we're coming up to this, one thing I miss about using Apple Maps versus the in-car navigation is the in-car navigation shows you very clearly where to turn, whereas Apple Maps...
Oh, well, it shows you up there.
I mean, it does, but it doesn't show you as clearly.
No, it doesn't show you. It doesn't show you as big.
Yeah, well...
Always
clearly.
Yeah, it's not as obvious. I will also say the heads-up display is obviously a lot clearer
now that it's dark.
Now that it's darker.
So you wished this weather.
I didn't know. Well, it's also brighter because when I was futzing around with the car yesterday, I did turn the brightness up.
Okay, fair call then.
But not by much. Like I turned it from like 16 to 18 or 19.
Okay.
So not a huge amount.
Yeah.
Now I am driving to the conditions, so I'm not right up to the speed limit. I think we're going to lose Apple Maps pretty darn quickly and use the built-in navigation, because having it not in the heads-up display is a real...
It's funny though what you get used to, right? Because we don't have a heads-up display.
True. And again, when we go back to our car...
You'll be like, where's my heads-up display?
Where's my heads-up display? I hope... Because I'd imagine it's a software thing, because I have been in other cars, not with a heads-up display, but I have been in other cars where on the dash... You know, when you bring up Apple Maps here, Apple Maps then comes up on the dash, and that was something that wasn't available originally in... It's the Polestar 2. So when I was reviewing the Polestar 2, it was interesting because the one that I got, there was a bit of a mix-up, and the one that I got didn't have the latest firmware updates, didn't have the latest software updates, and so initially the one that I had didn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto that came up in the heads-up display in the dash.
But with the firmware updates, it would have.
Yeah. Well, so they loaned me another one that did have the updates.
Oh, okay.
And then it worked. Just having it in front of you instead of over there.
Yeah.
Was nice. So I suppose it is a little bit challenging because they're limited with the graphics and stuff they can put up there. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a lot there. But I suppose if it's a digital display, they can put whatever they want there.
They could.
And they do have slightly different stuff where they use augmented or the standard heads-up display settings.
Okay, that's just gone way over my head.
Okay, so...
way over my heads-up display.
Hey, you made a dad joke.
Explain.
So there's two settings for the heads-up display here.
Yeah.
There's standard, which is what we were using on the drive down here, which basically, the main difference, as I understand it, is that when you're driving with the maps on, with navigation on, the standard one will show you navigation as it shows you here.
Okay.
Whereas when you're driving with the augmented reality one, instead of I'm going out of the lane, I've got lane keep assist, you keep me in the bloody lane. And it's turned itself off.
Oh.
No, it hasn't. Yeah, so it went grey. I'm actually just going to slow down a little bit because the roads are very wet. So even though this is 100k an hour, there's there's a Model Y behind us.
Oh, right.
So if we're annoying anyone, we're annoying the Tesla driver behind us by driving at 85 as opposed to 100 in a 100 zone. But it is a single lane road and it's wet and
there are potholes.
And there's potholes, and I'm sorry if that's too slow for you, but safety. Getting back to the augmented reality
the Model
thing,
Y driver, if you should like and subscribe.
Yes. If you're the white Model Y driver on, what's the date today?
The 26th of December.
It's Boxing Day. If you're driving in southeast Melbourne and southeast Victoria, and you were behind a Kia EV6 that was doing 80 and 100 zone on a single lane road, I hope you enjoy the video. Nice to see you behind us. And it's straight here, so I'll pick up the speed of it. Getting back to the augmented reality.
Yes, thank you.
So the difference is the augmented reality version, instead of showing you like the maps like in 300 meters turn right, in 400 meters turn left,
Yep.
It basically shows you like arrows. It's like keep going straight, you're going to have to edge over to the right.
Okay.
And that's what I had turned on that's what I had turned on when I first got the car.
Right.
I'm just going to have to, you know what, I should change that. We should pull over in a little bit and we'll change it and I'll give my opinions.
Okay.
Any other comments before we sign off until our next check-in? Anything else you think we should mention?
Nope. I think I'm good.
Efficiency's got... Actually, efficiency... You know what, efficiency's not great.
Efficiency's great. Oh.
Well, efficiency was good going downhill.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Also, Model Y, following distance, you're okay, but in wet conditions,
yeah.
I'd give it a few more feet, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a metre or two. Yes, we will check in shortly. Well, I'm a little damp because we just saw this beautiful road, so I wanted to drive back down with some cameras on the car and drive back up because I've got these cool magnets that are really strong, so they magnetize onto the car. Funnily enough, a lot of parts of cars that you think would be magnetic
Are not?
Are not, yeah. Yeah, so there's
Interesting.
like our car in particular, the Model Y, there's a lot of parts of it that aren't metal that the magnets can attach to, which is interesting. Anyway,
Very interesting.
so really nice road, really rainy. I think we're going to turn this off.
I think we're going to turn Apple Maps off.
Not because Apple Maps has done anything wrong. I want you to understand that. You're fine. You're fine, Apple Maps. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so very quickly, I'll go through the little CarPlay. I might actually do like an entire separate video on this. But there you go. You got Audible, you got Brave, you got charge points. So you can have charging apps on here. I didn't realize I had. Why would I want WeChat? But I've got all my mapping stuff. Waze, if you want Waze, plug share, which is really handy. So some nice features here, better route planner in this. But I miss having, because I can have the maps in the heads-up display, and also I like having the EV display stuff up as well as the maps, like having them both on.
Because you're a data nerd.
That is true, I am. Now, interesting, so we've gone into maps, and it's gone, do you want us to go to your previous locations? That's nice, and it remembers previous locations, and you can turn that off. But we want to go to, and I'm going to let Mandy put it in because I can't spell Marambina.
Maram.
Actually, you know what? We want to stop at a super fast charger somewhere along the way. So put that in for now. Yeah, that'll be close enough. Set as destination. It's a lot of steps, isn't it? It would be nice, like, yes, I want to go there, go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
So it's taking us.
Yeah, it's taking us back that way. And again, the augmented reality is, oh, that is cool. Hang on, you know what? I'm just gonna record this with my phone so you can see it. Well, hopefully you can see it. Again, not the perfect way to show it, but there is the heads-up display, and that's what it's showing me. So it's showing me the speed limits. It's showing me that in 1.4 kilometers I'm turning left, but then 120 meters after that, it's showing me that there's another turn to the left. I really like that second one where it goes, oh, you're going to go there, but then right afterwards you're going to go there. So now I'm going to change it to the other version, and you can see what that looks like. So I think that's in settings, vehicle, heads up display, display mode, augmented reality. And now I can't really show you exactly what it's showing because it's not showing the arrow right now, but I can show you a little bit of sort of what it looks like where it's slightly different. So you can see now the directions are just down in the bottom right hand corner, and then when it actually comes time to turn, there'll be like a blue arrow that shows turning that way.
Which you can't really show because you can't.
I'm driving.
Yeah.
Something else you were saying, the ride is much smoother.
Yes, it's definitely a smoother ride. The suspension's better. And I've never been someone, like if someone goes, oh, how's a suspension? I'll be like, oh, it suspends me. But it's definitely a smoother ride. And I've noticed it also because there are a lot of potholes. Not like in a bad way, like, oh, the roads are terrible, but there's been rain, potholes. And in our car, you feel them. But conversely, our car is better than my old little Kia Cerato, which is 12 years old, and you drive and you're like dunk. So our Tesla's better than that, but this is definitely a smoother ride.
And a lot of people have said, sorry, I'm trying to find a 350 kilowatt charger along the way home. Like a lot of people keep saying that, the Tesla Model Y, particularly in Australia, their suspension is very much not optimized for Australian roads, and the suspension is bad. It's never felt bad to me.
No, because I think we were comparing it to what we'd had previously, and I still think it's fine. It's not a terrible ride, but then when you ride in something that's a bit smoother, you're like, oh, okay, I see what people mean.
Yeah. Now that we've driven in this, like, yes, I absolutely get how the suspension in the Model Y is not great, and the suspension in this is, you still feel the bumps, but it's almost like it's cushion. Yeah. Which I know that's how suspension works, but I'm not a car guy. So we had a brief interlude while I desperately tried to find a 350 kilowatt charger somewhere nearby here, and I couldn't.
Not to say there isn't one, but more of a case of...
More my brain's not working
Yeah.
very well this morning. The weather is typical of a Herbert holiday.
Although so yesterday on Christmas Day, most of Victoria and New South Wales, I think, had absolutely atrocious weather. Lots of
True.
flooding, lots of just constant rain, whereas it missed us yesterday. So we had gloominess yesterday, and we had pretty strong winds. Not that it affected Archie, because the big Fawn in Inverloch has a indoor splash park thing. Highly recommend if you've got kids. It's ace. Archie spent 2.5 hours.
Not a sponsored link.
Not a sponsored link, but happy for you to sponsor us. Happy for you, Big Four, to sponsor us.
Now, just quickly, can you see the blue arrow that's come up?
I can see nothing.
Okay, you can't see it. Okay, but if you like, okay, well, it's gone now.
Okay. There was a blue arrow.
Oh yeah, see, and now it's, oh, that's very cool.
I don't know.
Like it's actually showing like a blue thing, like go this way, go
Oh.
this way, go this way.
Okay.
But it wasn't yet. Or is it?
It was.
Oh, I'm so confused now.
It is.
It is?
Turning here. Because it's taking us back onto the other route.
Okay, in that case, I am following the map well. Well done, me.
Yes.
This is a much prettier route than we took on the way here.
Yeah, but now it's taking us back to the route that we took on the way here.
Yeah.
It is taking us
I
quite...
suppose we could have stayed on that
We
road.
could have stayed on that road. Yeah, so yesterday we had fairly good weather, comparatively speaking, and it's pretty awful today, which is a Herbert holiday tradition, but we are also going home, so I don't mind as much.
Yes.
Although I'm not the one driving.
Yeah. Actually, the next chance we have to pull over, I'll pull over and I'll try. Here comes one now.
Okay.
Because you may have remembered earlier in the piece, I mentioned how I had a ridiculous little setup that I thought might work for filming the heads-up display.
Oh, God.
So let's just stop here. I don't want... Okay, stop indicating. Because I brought it with me now, and I've got one for a GoPro, but I didn't bring the GoPro one. This is one for my iPhone. You let me know if I look silly.
You look silly.
I look silly. This is so stupid. And it's probably not even... Yeah, it's just, I don't think it's going to be high enough. I think it needs to sit a bit higher. What am I... Oh, right, that's what I'm doing.
What am I doing? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to capture anything, my love. Oh, it kind of does, but you can't.
There we go. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Ow. You know, if I was taller, this would work fine. This would work perfect. Okay, that's not... Damn it! Like if it was just a bit... Like if it was like up here. Although, hang on, wait a minute. This is pretty good for filming the dash.
It is. You just have to sit
Ha!
there.
So there. I'm gonna. Ha! Hang on, I've got to lower the steering wheel. No, yep. Hang on. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yep. No, that's fine. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this.
It's definitely not fine. It's hilarious. Not fine. It's hilarious.
It's hilariously fine.
I can barely see, but I know it's funny.
Now, I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but my dear supportive son said, I can barely see, but I'm sure it's hilarious.
Oh. Excellent. This is also our dearest darling son, who refused to be in the car with me while we did the drone shots the other day because he was scared that I was going to crash, whereas I have never, ever crashed with him in the car.
I do like that stipulation, with him in the car.
Well, I can't say I've never, ever crashed because
Debatable.
Excuse me? Because in my 20-odd years of driving, I have crashed at times. Minor things. But our dear darling son was terrified of my driving suddenly.
How am I going to film this augmented reality thing?
I don't know.
Actually, I do.
Okay.
I've got another contraption.
Oh my God.
Not with me. I left
Okay.
it at home.
Alright.
I'll have to use it another time. But I have another contraption where I can mount a GoPro to my head.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Not sure that worked.
Okay.
But it was $50. It was worth a try.
If it did.
Probably could have gotten you one cheaper from like Kmart, $6.
Yeah, but feel the quality of that battery. Feel the quality of that magnet.
That's true. Okay. All right.
Right. Well.
Can we go home now?
Yes, we can. You know, actually I don't mind this augmented. Oh, I'm not sure. They're both good. They're both good in different ways.
Okay.
So the augmented reality thing, with the augmented reality thing instead of the standard thing, it's saying you need to turn right in 6.6 kilometers, which is what it says there.
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool because I basically like don't have to worry for 6.6 kilometers. But when it gets to the turn, if there's multiple turns,
It's confusing.
I might be a bit confused as to which turn I need to take. Whereas it showed what it showed there, which was
Alright.
better. So we'll try that for the next few turns. Let me readjust the steering wheel so I can see that. And we'll see how we go. So we'll check back with you in a bit.
Okay.
We've changed our destination slightly because I suddenly, So, because I had the thought, I'd actually quite like to try because this has got the 800 volt architecture. This car can charge like super fast. So like 350 kilowatts, I think. So I thought, well, it'd be cool to stop at a 350 kilowatt charger somewhere along the way on the way home. So we're navigating now to an EV 350 kilowatt charger. I did though have a separate thought that because this is the rear wheel single motor model, it's possible that this car doesn't charge to 350, can't charge
Yeah.
350 kilowatts because it might be that only the dual motor ones can
do
do
that.
350. I probably should have looked that up, but I
we're
didn't.
Going to try.
We're just going to try. We're going to see what happens now. This is always fun when you have to get across multiple lanes of traffic. Yeah, we're good. Now we're fine. Yes, we do want to take. Oh wow, yes, Mr. Mini, you could take that lane, but you came in pretty hot.
Yeah.
See, this is nice.
It's so nice. I like this. I have to say, I've changed my thinking on this car from the beginning to now. I think when I first looked at it, I was comparing it very much to our current car, and seeing the differences, and not necessarily going, oh, this is a good difference, just seeing differences. Now I'm like, oh, I like this car. We'll say more in the summation
in
stuff,
the full
but
summation. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
I like this.
There's
I
things to like about
this.
it. And yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect thing.
No, there is not. And what's good for like what I like, other people may not like, and vice versa. But yeah,
Now we did check on PlugShare about 20 minutes ago, and there wasn't anyone using the charger. So hopefully, the charger is free. Well,
it's saying two available.
Oh, two available. Didn't it say one was faulty?
It did. It said one was not working earlier, but now it's saying two are available. So maybe they reset it.
Possible. Because this is Boxing Day, so it's entirely possible that, there's a lot of people using chargers and stuff.
Yes. But at least nobody has checked in.
Yeah.
Not to say that nobody's using it, because a lot of people don't know
To check in.
in.
Although, the PlugShare app, I think with EV and ChargeFox chargers now, it actually talks to their back-end system.
I like that.
And so if the
Good.
people don't have to check in, it'll actually show if someone's using the
it.
charger, if the charger's being used.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. And again, I do like it. The lane keep stuff, it's very nudgy about stay in your lane. And
Maybe that's what it's doing to assist you to stay in your lane.
Yes, maybe. Now, is this...
It's in here.
It's in here, okay.
And that's where it is.
I've been here before.
Yes, you have.
This is where we actually did one of my Tesla trips to now. Okay, they're both green.
Yep.
So it would appear they're both working.
So they must have reset them. Reset one.
Or yeah, because PlagueShare was saying that. Oh, as usual, I've done this so badly. Thank goodness there's no cars around,
Yep.
so we're fine. So now let's see if
We can get that.
we can get that 350. Now, actually, let me straighten up a bit because, as usual, I have done this pretty. Ooh, 360 does make this a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like this car.
Yeah, 360 makes it. Yeah, I'm in reverse. Yeah, look how much easier that is.
Wow.
That is nice.
Yep. I think you might be close enough.
Actually, I tell you what might be. No, I think it'll be fine. Because a lot of it does wobble a bit when you put it into park, doesn't it? Oh, getting seasick. A lot of cars do have the charger on the left-hand side, whereas this one's got the charger on the right-hand side, the charging port. So sometimes cables, you have to park in interesting ways to do that. But let's go out and have a look at how this is all going to work. So you simply tap, and that opens up nice and easy. Pull out the flap for DC fast charging. And with EV, I haven't used EV for a while. So, okay, so pull that out. No, that's the Chadmo one. So we are going to have to pull out the DC one and sort of reach across. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Trying to do this one hand is a little bit challenging, so I'm just going to hold the camera between my... And then we've got our trusty EV RFID card. Going to the bathroom? Okay. So we should theoretically then just pop that on. Error invalid card. Oh, well, that's not helpful. Error invalid. Okay, well, we're going to have to do this through the app. Well, that's a bit annoying. So, well, apparently my RFID card's invalid. So I'll have to get that sorted. Oh, special offers. Watch the space. We're looking for any promotions. Okay, so that's not actually happening now. Which one am I plugged into? Plugged into number 1 or number 2? Hey, number 4.
Number 4, yeah.
Unavailable. No, I know it's unavailable because I'm bloody well plugged into it, you silly thing. Oh, this is... Okay, let's try unplug. Okay. I actually think this might be communicating with vehicle. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, I think that's faulty. Well, it looks like even though it's got a green light on it, let me just start up the recording on my phone so you can see what's going on here. And oh, Mandy's turned her on. So we go into the EV app. Huh. Okay, now it's showing it's available. Okay, let's try that again. Plug it in. Communicating with vehicle. Good. Start charging. Waiting for session. Payment accepted. Okay. And the charging has begun. Okay. And you get a text message from them. You're charging. Now, here's the interesting thing. I don't know what in heaven's name was going on there in terms of why it wasn't working, why it was working, all that good stuff. But anyway, it's working now. Now, let's see What kind of use climate functions while the battery is charging will delay charging completion? Yep, that's fine. So we'll turn off air conditioning. Okay, ramping up. Okay, let's see how fast this charges. Okay, ramping up. I think we're going to top out at about 119, 120. Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's because, hang on, I've got to go into my EV settings. Oh, but I think that's AC, but let's try. Yep, that's charging. No. No, see, that's AC. That doesn't make a difference. Yeah. Although it looks like it just did make... Okay, this is bad because that shouldn't make a difference. And here we go. Okay, we're going to top out at about 195. That's not 195, 196. That's not that impressive. But hang on, I wonder if I put minimum. See, that shouldn't make any difference because that's AC charging, not DC charging. Yeah. Okay, but it's hovering at about 197. Might get up to about 198. Voiceover Lee here. I just want to jump in and just give a little bit of context. At the time, I didn't realize that the fastest charging rate was 233. So when you know that the full charging rate is 233, almost 200 is actually pretty impressive and pretty good. I was under the false impression that the charge rate was sort of 300, 350. So that's why I sort of sound so disappointed, where in hindsight, getting almost 200 kilowatts is actually pretty darn good. So you can see we're only getting the charge rate's dropped way down to 150 kilowatts, which I mean, it's not slow, but it's not super fast. It's not super fast. So it's not updating. So the car's showing we're at 51%. This is showing that we're still at 49%. I wonder if we go out and then back in. No, it's still at 40. And then it shows you past.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, took a bit of a second to... it shows how much energy's been delivered. Okay, it updates every 60 seconds. Okay. This has already cost us $7.25 in 5 minutes. I can't even remember what percentage we were at when we got here, but like maybe 40. So it's pumped in a fair bit already. Yeah. I think... I mean, look, that's all we really wanted to check. So yeah, I mean, we don't really need to charge for that long. We don't need to charge. So yeah, we can charge at home, or we can charge in the next few days, and we'll get onto this. But this is an interesting point to make about how much more relaxed we are about battery percentage now that we've been electric car drivers for a year or so.
What I found quite interesting was that there were a couple of Tesla drivers at the Big Four. And what's really interesting is that there were 2 Tesla chargers within the park. Yeah. I would like those. I don't know. We didn't try. So I don't know if those Tesla chargers are Tesla only or if they've been opened up to other EVs. It would be nice if they'd be opened up to other EVs, although they had really short cables. But I like that feature. They were plugged in a few times because, you know what, why not? If there's a charger there and it's free, you might as well.
ABC, always be charging.
Exactly. I think it was fabulous, and I think it'd be great if there were more parks that had EV chargers just as a given. That said, we didn't go anywhere, we didn't need to charge, and we are a lot more relaxed than we used to be.
Yeah. Right, well, I'm going to stop the charge. I like how it shows there, right, 35 minutes to get to 100, but it shows 10 minutes to get to 80. So it does show you how long to get to 80. So it's sort of always putting in that whole thing of when you want to charge quick and go quick, just charge up to 80 because 80 to 100 is going to take a lot longer. Yep. But I'm going to stop the charge and we'll
head on.
We'll head on. So I think we can stop the charge here from the charger. Yeah, so we can push that button there, and there we go. That stops the charge. And I heard that unlock, so we can just pull the cable out, pop it back on, put that little cap there. I think that button is to close. Yep. Yeah, I'm totally blaming you for this because you went, oh, there's no traffic. And
In my defense, I was talking about traffic on the other side. There was not as much traffic as I was expecting on the other side.
yes, and so karma bit us in the rear end. We're at the Warrigal Road turn off. Actually, we could probably go right and sort of try and bypass Chatty, but we're here anyway. So we thought instead of doing the summation of this video when we get to the Bowls Club to charge, we might as well just do it here. So
Yeah.
what do you think?
I like the car. I like a lot of the car. I like, as much as I wasn't sure if I'd like the interface, I like the interface. I love the navigation. I adore the navigation because I struggle when it comes to knowing which turn-offs to be in and which lanes to be in sometimes, and I really love it. I love the blind spot indicators, and I know that's nothing new car-wise for a lot of people, but I just like the way it's integrated. I don't like, no. I wish there was more storage, and I think I've just been a little bit spoiled when it comes to storage with our Model Y because I do use space really well, whereas I feel like there's some missed opportunities for using space in this one. That said, we managed, and that we fit the car, we fit everything in that we needed, except for the stuff that we forgot to bring.
But also, we pack a lot.
We do pack a lot, and we pack a lot for only 3 people, but I'm kind of used to now being able to pack a lot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I did start this weekend this trip thinking, oh, it's a nice car, but, and now I'm thinking, ooh, it's a nice car. It can replace my car. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, and I'll cover a lot more in my actual overview video of the EV6. But no, yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think for the car, I think it's got plenty of storage. I think we could pack less. I think if you were a family of 4, parents and 2 kids, and you packed less than we do, which is, we've got the scooter, we've got tripods, we've got camera gear.
Yep. But that said, family of 2 would possibly have 2 car seats.
Yes, no, that's a good point.
For 2 kids. So
yeah,
I wouldn't say this would replace our Model Y, for example.
Yeah.
I still think that we need that kind of space for packing for a big trip.
yeah.
And I like, when it comes to storage, I like the fact that...
Oh, there's an accident. That's why there's all this traffic.
I like the fact that with the Model Y, you can, because it's got the under trunk boot thing, whatever, you can put stuff in there and pretty much forget about it. So
No, it's not an accident. They just... No, I think there's just traffic and they just pull over because something's wrong with their car.
okay. But I like, with the Tesla, you can put things in the under space and forget about it, so we can keep things like the first aid kit and picnic blanket and extra towel and things like that. Whereas I don't know if you've got necessarily as much space here to do that.
No, you don't.
But it's a different use case, right?
Yeah. And this is like I think Kia would say this is a crossover.
Yeah.
I would say it's somewhere between a crossover and a hatchback in terms of
Because I've
storage.
got my car is a hatchback, right?
Yes.
And I think this would replace
Your car is a
Kia Cerato, like
2011.
yes.
Yeah.
This would replace that very happily.
Yes. Yeah.
But it wouldn't be our only car.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, depends on you. In terms of something you didn't mention, you mentioned earlier, but it's a very comfortable car.
Yes.
We like both of us sort of said, during the course of this trip, let me just sneak through here. Through the course of this trip, both of us sort of said, before this, we've heard a lot of reviews that the Tesla Model Y, the suspension isn't good, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff, and the suspension feels absolutely fine to both of us in the Tesla Model Y. After having driven this, it's like, oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, of course, there's traffic. It's Boxing Day and there's Chadstone, so yeah,
I don't understand. Sorry.
no, go on. You were going to rant.
I was going to rant about, like, why? You get everything you want online these days. Why would you fight the traffic at midday on Boxing Day?
Oh no, I reckon they do some special things like.
They used to, but they don't.
Don't
really?
they? Well, so like I got an email from one of the camera music stores that I follow. That was saying like they had special like 80% off deals in store.
See,
only.
they used to do that ages and ages ago, and I think they stopped for a long time. But maybe now because to get people in. But I'm like, to me, the worst thing in the world would be to go to Chatty at midday on Boxing Day.
By the way, for those international viewers who aren't from Australia, Chadstone is one of the biggest shopping centres in Australia.
Yeah.
And so huge sales. Also, it's one of the biggest shopping centres in Australia that for some reason seems to want to remove parking. So Chatty was always a terrible place to try and find parking, and somehow they've made it worse.
Yes. Anyway, back to the car.
Back to the car. Very, very comfortable drive.
Yep.
Also very quiet.
Super quiet.
Very quiet. Like again, it's wrong of us to keep comparing it to Model Y, but Model Y is the car that we actually have. So that's the one we're most like. Even like the Model Y is pretty quiet, and even compared to the Model Y, this is very, very quiet.
Yes.
So
yes,
big tick there. I mean, I really like the heads-up display. I wish there was. I think I might just email Kia and say, do you have some press footage that I can use? Because I'm trying to rack my brain, trying to work out how to safely film this.
and the key word being safely.
Keyword being safely. And although something interesting that I'm noticing, like as I'm driving, again, I'm a very short. Yeah, I should have gone there, but I really should have gone there.
Yeah.
Oh well, too late. Something that I've noticed is that it's actually like I've put the heads up display a lot lower, so it wasn't directly in my peripheral vision like it was before. And I actually, okay, we can go in. Oh no, it says no entry. Wait, does that say no entry for?
No, it's not.
No entry. No entry for other people. And we're clear.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I've lowered it kind of. I think not as low as it can go, but almost low as it can go. And if I kind of do that, I can't see the bottom of it. It's sort of cut off. So you do need to. Oh, have we, no. Yeah. Oh no, we can go left. Yeah, cool. Sorry, we've been trying to talk and deal with Boxing Day traffic through Chatty at the same time. Probably not the smartest thing in the world, but we have. Wow. So I mean, I'm guessing all these people that are walking are like parking away, which is very smart of them, by the way. And
they're
now
walking
they're
to
walking to the shopping centre. May the odds be ever in your favour, folks.
Yep.
Um,
May the slow walkers walk fast.
yes. So yeah, so the heads-up display I really like. I'm still a bit confused with all the charging stuff, like the fact that you can only set like a maximum, a minimum, and a absolute, best, better minimum of AC charging. That's a bit like I'd like to be able to just the amount of amps and do it by decimal sort of things. Like I don't understand that. Being able to have Apple Maps or Google Android Maps come up
In the
heads-up display, that'd be really nice. So and that's something that I presume they can do in software.
Yeah.
I'd hope.
It'd be interesting to try this out next year with when the app works.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Which again I'll cover in the overview video. There's an app which, from what I can see, looks like a pretty decent app in terms of you can unlock the car. You can use the app as a key, your phone as a key. You can stop charging. You can start and stop the aircon, so you can get the aircon to start before you get to the car. Loads of cool little features. You can see where the car is, things like that. The app is not supported for the EV6 in Australia. Doesn't work. Not like, it works, but some things don't. Just does not. You cannot use the app with the EV6 in Australia in 2023. Now, next week will be 2024, And I've been told by Kia that the 2024 model of the EV6 that'll come next year will have app connectivity, and the EV9, which is their new fancy, battleship sort of one, the 7-seater, that does support the app and has all the functions of the app and so on. So it's a shame that it doesn't support the app, because that really adds a lot of functionality to an electric car, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I've been surprised. I've been pleasantly surprised by it. So.
Yeah. So overall, thumbs up.
Yep.
For the Kia EV6. No such thing as a perfect thing.
Yep.
But there's definitely, we definitely like it. Lots of things to like about the car. If you're looking at an electric car, well worth looking at the Kia EV6. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed and found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. If you haven't, like and subscribe anyway. No matter how you felt about the video.
Just like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. We're very appreciative. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. And if you're, oh wait, you know what? I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm not going to do it yet, because I want to show the slow speed thing that it does.
Yes.
So it's a pity that I didn't have the cameras on. And all the people who know my channel have switched off already, because they don't know there's bloopers coming as well. So when Archie and I were just driving the car really, really slowly at the Big 4, going to pick Mandy up from the front gate because she was dropping off our keys and all that kind of stuff, I noticed a really cool thing that the car did was when you're driving at low speeds, it turned on the front camera, so the camera that's in the hood of the car, and the 360 camera. So if you are driving in low speed, so like in a parking lot or something like that, you've got really great visibility with the cameras, as well as obviously, with your eyes, of what's around you, pedestrians, all that kind of stuff. So we're actually just about to pull up at the Murrumbina Bowls Club, and hopefully I can show you that function there. Feel free to hear whatever elevator music you want to hear in your head. And let's just turn. Now this is going to be, I'm sure, yeah,
they're
all taken. It's this time of day, so there's 4 council charges here, and these spots are always. Oh no,
there's one free.
There's one free. We're not going to plug in here because the cable is
on the wrong side.
No, it doesn't matter. I brought the 10-meter cable.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the cable is under the suitcases and stuff.
Okay, so
didn't think that through. So turn it off. We'll turn the whole car off.
Right.
It does do this wobble thing when you put it into park. That's maybe so. There's a parking handle here as well. That's not, like I've noticed. There's lots of park here, park whatever that is. There's a park there. So to put the car into park, you're covered. So let's turn the car off. And then let's turn it back on and drive at low speed and see if this works like it did before. Okay, and put it into drive. And see, again, it's going already because I haven't turned on the iPedal thing, which that's annoying me.
And now it's not doing it.
Now I wonder if I just need to push the.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, I think I need to push the camera button down here. But yeah, so there you go. So you get very nice
visibility,
360 view and visibility when you're driving at low speeds.
Yeah.
So that is
it's a great feature.
Really, really, I like that feature a lot.
That's interesting. Hang on. You can put your back camera on.
No, that's still the front camera.
Is it? No, it's not.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that's the back camera. Sorry.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And you can put a complete 360 thing on as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we've shown you that, which is lovely. If you have found this video helpful, if you have liked this video, please like and subscribe again. I think, yeah, if you're going over 10Ks, it switches it off. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. And we'll catch you next one. Safe and happy driving. You're not going to eat that whole bar of chocolate now, are you?
Yeah, not.
Okay, good.
Because you got the whole thing
It's
out.
got the whole thing.
Don't you break a
Can I
bit?
just show it to the camera? It's branded Mr. Beast, I saw.
It is.
I'm sure it cost more.
It was not cheap.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Beast.
Well done, Mr. Beast. Can you hear bird noises?
I can.
Hey, I think it's the car. What? What's making bird noises? It sounds like the car, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you've pushed play on this.
Oh.
You've pushed play on the camera.
Right.
That explains it.
That was weird.
Now, how do I get this to focus on that? Oh, this is going to be interesting. Very, very true. Is my brain will catch up with my mouth in a second.